The morning mist rolls across the cold North Atlantic. Waves crash against towering cliffs, and the air is filled with the cries of seabirds. Among them, one tiny figure stands out, the Atlantic puffin. With its colorful beak and bright orange feet, it's often called the clown of the sea. But behind that cheerful appearance lies a story of courage, endurance, and parental devotion. High up on these rugged cliffs, thousands of puffins gather every summer. They come to breed, to nest, and to raise the next generation. Each puffin pair returns to the same burrow year after year, a small tunnel dug into the soil, hidden from predators and protected from the wind. Inside, a single egg lies nestled in feathers. From that egg will hatch a puffling, a small gray ball of fluff, completely dependent on its parents for survival. Our story begins on one such cliff, where a puffin parent emerges from its burrow just after sunrise. The chick inside is hungry, chirping softly in the darkness. The adult knows exactly what that sound means. It's time to hunt. The puffin takes to the air, wings flapping rapidly up to 400 times a minute as it heads toward the open sea. Though it looks clumsy on land, in the air it's agile and fast, capable of flying nearly 90 kilometers an hour. Below, the waves churn and glisten in the early light, marking the start of another day of survival. Hunting for fish is no easy task. The puffin must fly several miles from shore to reach its feeding grounds, where small fish like sand eels, capelin, and sprats swim in schools beneath the surface. These fish are quick and slippery, darting away at the slightest motion. But the puffin is built for this challenge. With sharp eyesight, powerful wings, and a beak that can hold multiple fish at once, it is one of nature's most efficient little hunters. With a sharp dive, the puffin plunges headfirst into the icy water. Instantly, its body transforms. Wings that moments ago lifted it through the air now act as flippers, pushing it deep beneath the surface. Its webbed feet steer like rudders as it chases the glimmering fish below. Each dive lasts only 20 or 30 seconds, but in that brief time, the puffin can travel over 50 meters underwater. Beneath the waves, time slows. The puffin glides effortlessly, scanning the water for movement. Then a flash of silver. A school of sand eels rushes by, twisting and turning in perfect harmony. The puffin darts forward, snapping one into its beak. Then another, and another. Using its tongue and a unique hinge in its jaw, it can hold several fish crosswise, while still catching more. Some puffins have been seen returning to their nests with more than a dozen fish in their beaks at once. After several successful dives, the puffin bursts back through the surface. Droplets of seawater scatter in the sunlight as it takes flight again, its beak filled with glistening silver prizes. But the journey back to the nest is far from safe. Overhead, black-backed gulls patrol the cliffs. These aerial pirates wait for any chance to steal an easy meal. A puffin with a full beak is an irresistible target. As the puffin nears land, the danger increases. A gull spots it and swoops down, wings outstretched. The puffin dodges sharply, weaving through the wind, trying to stay low over the waves. It knows the cliffs better than any predator. Every gust, every turn of rock. With determination and agility, it manages to escape, slipping into a narrow gap in the cliffside where the gull can't follow. Safe, at least for now. At the burrow entrance, the puffin pauses. The wind howls outside, but inside it's calm and dark. The soft chirping of the puffling echoes from deep within. The parent crawls down the tunnel, fish still clutched tightly in its beak. The tiny chick stirs, opening its eyes as the parent gently places the meal before it. The puffling pecks eagerly, devouring the fish one by one. For the chick, this meal means warmth, energy, and another day of growth. For the parent, it's one small victory in an endless cycle of care. Over the next few weeks, this ritual repeats again and again. The puffin must make dozens of trips each day, flying back and forth between sea and nest. Each journey is dangerous, but the reward is worth it, the survival of its chick. Through stormy winds, thick fog, and relentless waves, the puffin never gives up. Its endurance is remarkable. During the height of the breeding season, it may bring back hundreds, even thousands of fish. As days pass, the puffling grows stronger. Soft gray feathers start to darken, and its wings grow larger. It spends more time stretching, flapping, and testing its balance inside the burrow. The parent continues its tireless work, alternating between feeding and protecting its young from predators that roam the cliffs, gulls, skuas, even curious foxes. But soon the season will turn, the days will shorten, and the winds will grow colder. When that time comes, the puffling must leave the burrow forever. One calm evening, the puffling steps outside for the first time. The world beyond the burrow is vast, the sound of crashing waves, the smell of salt, and the sight of endless ocean below. The parent stands nearby, watching quietly. There's no grand farewell, just instinct. The puffling takes a few tentative steps toward the edge, then leaps a single bold dive into the unknown. It lands in the water below, clumsy at first, but soon paddling confidently. Within moments, it disappears into the waves. The parents, too, will soon depart, heading back to the open sea where they'll spend the winter. Puffins spend most of their lives far from land, floating alone on the ocean's surface, sleeping on the waves, and diving for food hundreds of miles from shore. They won't see land again until the next spring, when they return to these same cliffs to start the cycle anew. The life of a puffin is full of challenges, harsh weather, predators, and the constant struggle to find food. Yet somehow, these small birds have adapted perfectly to one of the world's most extreme environments. Their bond as parents is strong, their instincts precise, and their resilience extraordinary. Every fish caught, every dive made, every puffling raised, it's all part of a delicate balance that has lasted for millions of years. As the camera pans across the cliffs, we see hundreds of puffins silhouetted against the sunset, wings spread, calls echoing through the golden sky. Each one tells the same story, a story of perseverance, of life carried forward against the odds, of tiny hearts beating bravely in the vastness of the sea. And somewhere below, in a dark burrow near the edge of the world, a puffling sleeps soundly after another meal. It doesn't yet know the challenges that await it, the storms, the migrations, the endless ocean. But thanks to its parents' tireless efforts, it now has a chance. Because for the puffin, every hunt, every fish, and every flight home is not just about survival. It's about the future.